All right. So hopefully someday I'll have more to talk about than this. So yeah, I mean, are you allowed to counterfeit money as a loan? No. So why is your government? Are you allowed to hide information from the government? No, not really. Are they allowed to hide what they do with your money from you? Yes. Are you allowed to declare war and kill somebody? No. Are they allowed to declare war and kill somebody? Yes. I mean, just think about it. Everything you're not allowed to do, they're allowed to do. So how do we get into this place? Because you're brainwashed, and they say you cannot hold them accountable, and even worse, your fellow man works for them and is paid by them. So we have a gang that's funded, and people's lives are dependent on the gang paying them to live. Ultimately, it's because we're all in debt to the bank system. If we're in debt, we can make better decisions. So it all starts with eradicating, stop paying debt, and have real money. Not going to be that difficult. Anyways, trying to get healthy. Got a lot to do, a lot to lead, a lot of love, a lot to rock and roll. Pearls look nice. Right on. Let's see what we can begin. A movement of the people, for the people, by the people, which quite simply means stop forcing your religion, stop forcing your ideas, respect the individual, reward the laborer, and respect the poor. Help the poor, help the man that's blind, help the criminal, heal the person, heal them. You know, if somebody is too evil to heal, don't put them in prison forever. Why are you going to torture them? Either save them or get rid of them. Anyways, we live in a world where, so in America, we have something called constitutions. They're an attempt to reflect natural rights. I think it's the 14th that says your rights are not limited to what's been written. You have the right to life, happiness, you have the right to property, and everything therein. So here's property. I'm on property, and here's life. It says I have the right to life and property. Look at that. So, not too long ago, I was considered a criminal. Not by natural law and not by the Constitution. Because for a long time, our lives have been ruled by religious bigots who believe it is their duty to molest and harm people. Odd enough, Marbury versus Madison, right? 1800, it says, no law can be made by a governor that is in conflict with the Constitution. It is null and void. And the only reason they have been making laws is because we don't stand up and say no against it. And sadly, because many police think it is their duty to molest people because they're commanded to do it. The CIA in the 50s did some tests. Basically, they found out that your fellow man will harm you if... That's a pretty high percentage rate. When you look at the history of the world, that's pretty common. Look at what Germans did to fellow Germans. Look what your fellow people did to your fellow people by COVID. So then you got to think to yourself, am I a dumbass? Well, if someone told you to molest somebody, which means to harm, to rob, to punish, would you do it? The sad part is, at least a third of you would, without question. So you got to ask yourself, am I a dumbass? Is my soul for sale? Would I obey a command to harm? Don't do it. We just need to unify. Unify in love, unify in truth, unify in forgiveness. You know, drop these political parties because they're insane, they're criminals. People say Democrat, Republican, and all I think is throw up. They assume authority because they're abusive and because they hire a military and an army to defend them. They take your labor, steal it from you, and then they hire security to protect them from the people they're robbing. They are a gang. So they are not of the people because a system of people would be funded by the will of people. There is no desire of what is going on. It all is abusive. And sadly, the court system, which is almost one of the only roles of good government to defend people, the court system works for the banks that counterfeit currency. So we're kind of fucked. Rise and shine. I'm trying to get healthy. I don't know if I'm fasting. I don't know what I'm doing, but I have been in a hole of despair. spiritually, demonically, up, down, but trying to climb out in a place of health, deliverance, power, and influence to my fellow man. All right, love. Rise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you.